Hi everyone, welcome back to Organized Intention, where I teach personal finance and organization to help you live with organized intention. Today I want to talk about my planner. This goes hand in hand with my goal setting video, which I will link in the description box below. For me, planning is important. I am a busy working mom, so I use my planner to help me stay organized. To begin the discussion, I will say, as you can see here, that I use stickers and washi tape in my planner. However, I am not one of those planning people who uses a plethora of stickers. I use a few for functional purposes, like appointments or note stickers, or I'll use dots or arrows. I use washi tape to block out sections of lined pages or to indicate a continuation of some event on my monthly calendar pages. I use some decorative stickers, but I am mostly planning for function rather than beauty. Of course, I want the planner to be aesthetically pleasing, but that is not my main focus with stickers. I do admire some of the planning people who have these beautiful spreads with sticker kits and books, but for me that's just not realistic for this point in my life. Stickers are expensive. I do not own a ton of sticker books. Some of those are really pricey, especially Etsy stickers and those large sticker books from Michaels. I have found some stickers and washi tapes at the Dollar Tree and Walmart. While I do have a couple of Happy Planner sticker books, most of those were purchased a long time ago. I also try to use what I have on hand. In the past 6 months, I have only purchased one sticker book at Walmart. It was $3.88, and 4 from the Dollar Tree. Of course, those were $1 each. Also, let me say, stickers are not required. You can plan perfectly well with a paper and pen or electronically if you prefer. The most important thing here is the process itself, the method rather than the means. So this planner that I use is the Happy Planner. It is the classic sized lined vertical style. Mine was purchased at Michaels. It's a 12-month planner from January of 2020 through December of 2020. I used a coupon, so it wasn't that expensive. However, there are cheaper planner options at Walmart, and even the Dollar Tree has planners. So now that all of that is said, we can go in and talk about my actual planning process. First of all, I always pre-plan by doing yearly planning. At the beginning of the year, when I set my yearly goals, I also write on all of the monthly calendars any appointments that I've already scheduled, any birthdays, anniversaries, etc. This helps me keep track of what I have going on when I begin to do my monthly planning. So I'll flip to a month that hasn't occurred yet. So here's July. You can see there that I've already written my birthday in. I've already written down some things here. I've circled 4th of July. You can see that I do pre-plan with appointments and birthdays and things. For example, this is August. You can see that we already have an appointment here for my children to go to the dentist. So things that are already pre-planned, I go ahead and write those in so that I will know on the day of, or when it's time to do my monthly planning, that those appointments are there and I can plan around those accordingly. For the most part, I write. Now, if I don't have this pen with me, I can't, obviously. But I use Pilot friction pens, and that is because they are erasable. The clickers are my favorite because they're very easy to use. The eraser is right there. You don't have to uncap anything. I have them in all colors. I have, well, not all colors. I have green, pink, purple, blue, and black. Blue and black are my favorite, but you can see here I do use purple. But you can see that if something happens and this appointment is canceled, and with coronavirus, things may be canceled. So you can see here that I will just erase it. So that's why I use these erasable pens. I use them all throughout my planner. They are my favorite. Let me do say though that I have heard that if they get hot, if the ink gets hot, like you leave the planner in your car, that it can erase the ink. So just bear that in mind when you're using these pens. In addition, to the monthly calendars, writing down what's already scheduled. I also go ahead and put in my children's school calendars, meaning I have a printed out school calendar with the holidays and teacher work days that I go ahead and write down on these pages as well. I haven't done the next school year, so the school year that begins in August, I have not done that yet because things are still kind of up in the air with the coronavirus pandemic. So I'm going to wait till closer to time to do that, but that of course will go in, and that will be all the days through December because this planner stops at December. I also carve out time in my schedule for monthly planning. This is when I do the monthly goals page in my planner. Now, I have shown you guys that in a goal setting video that I mentioned before that's in the description box. So on the last Sunday of the month, I sit down and do my monthly planning and goal setting. When I sit down to do this, I always take note of what's already on the calendar. So let me flip back. So you can see here, that's the goal setting page that I talked about, and I think I showed this. So I have my areas with my goals that I've set, and then on that same time I'm making my monthly goals, I do my monthly calendar. There are things that get rescheduled, and sometimes it doesn't look great. Let me flip this for you guys. You can see here that I did have something that got canceled, and we had to cross that out. So I also wanted to point out that on this monthly pages, on the sidebar here, you can see here, under that little notes section, I write down any items that are going to affect the budget for the upcoming month that are not regular budget items or covered by my sinking funds. Mother's Day is in May, and that money is not in my sinking funds, so I know that I have to set aside for that. For the March calendar I'm showing you, there was a camping trip for Cub Scouts that I knew would require some extra purchases. So it's written on the sidebar, even though due to coronavirus, the trip got canceled. So monthly planning is also a weekly process because as appointments are made and scheduled and items pop up, I add them to the monthly calendar so that I can put them on the weekly planner pages. I update the monthly calendar on the go as well. For example, I take my mom to the doctor. I always write her next appointment in the calendar right away, even if it's months away. I also add to the monthly planning section when I do my weekly planning on Sundays. For example, every month my son gets allergy shots. I have to call the doctor on a certain date every month. I write this on the monthly calendar to call the doctor, and after I get the appointment time, I can write that on the monthly calendar as well. So you can see here on my March calendar that I'm showing you, on the 20th, I have here that or the 18th, excuse me, I have that I needed to schedule my son's allergy shot. And then it actually got scheduled for the 20th. So I just wrote that in after I had called the doctor. So you can see there how that works. Weekly planning is next, and it's done every Sunday. I begin by looking at the monthly calendar and transferring appointments to the weekly pages. My planner has a colored section at the top of each day. So this is where I put appointments. Let me just show you May. So you can see here, there's a colored section at the top, and that is where I put major appointments or things that I need to see on the schedule for that day. It could be a meeting, it could be a goal that has to be completed that day, or a reminder of something that's happening on that day, such as a birthday. If nothing is going on, I put a decorative sticker. So you can see here, I did have a couple of to-dos, just a few, but then you can see that on the weekend, I just have a decorative sort of sticker because there's no appointments at that time. After I do this top section and fill in the major things for that week, I do the sidebar. Now, the sidebar for me is always a work in progress. It can vary from week to week. Usually it includes a few tasks that I want to finish during the week that do not have to be done on a certain day. It can be a list of goals, weekly goals that come from monthly goals. It can also include a list of items to buy. items that I need to order online. So this section can vary. So here I have like a list of things that I wanted to do every day and things that I wanted to work on. And sometimes it can vary. So sometimes it can be daily checkoff lists. It can be orders that I want to keep track of. It can be articles or things that I want to look up. Here it's goals. So that can always vary. The vertical lined section, so this section, is the most important to me. This is where I write my to-dos for each day. So I try to keep these in some sort of order, like morning, afternoon, evening, but mostly they just end up on the list as I think of them. So if I go out of order, it's okay. I just try to draw a line and keep things separated. So I write pretty much everything on this to-do list. I write reminders of things that I need to tell other people to do, like R is something that I need to tell my husband to do. I write work tasks for my job, daily tasks that I do every day, and things I would like to do in the evening. Sometimes I will draw a line, like you see here, and put a list of tasks that fall under one heading. For example, you can see here Monday I did a morning list and an afternoon list, and Wednesday I did an afternoon list and then a morning list. So you can see that I do that, and then sometimes if something didn't get done in the afternoon and it needs to be moved to the evening list, I will draw arrows. So you can see here that I have quite a bit of arrows just when things need to get moved around. During the day, I add to this to-do list as needed. I always look over the list before starting a new task to determine what I should prioritize and complete next. That way I'm completing the most important tasks first. And I think that that is what the key takeaway from this is, to make a list of all the things you need to do and prioritize and do what is most important first. If I didn't get to an item that day, I move it to another day by drawing an arrow in the box and writing it on the next day or the other day's to-do list. There are some tasks that are recurring. For example, like you'll see quite often this Bible and journal, and you'll see that pretty much on every day. I write it down every day. I know that I need to do it, but I also need the visual stimulation of knowing, okay, I got it done. And I also don't want to forget anything. So, and I'm a forgetful person if I don't write it down. And it helps reinforce the things that I really want to get done that day, the things that are important to me. So I write them down every day, check them off. You can see that sometimes in the past I have done a little sidebar with those tasks and then do a check off of each day. So I have done it both ways. And I find that either way works for me as long as I can physically check it off. So there you have it. My planner is a work in progress. I am constantly trying new things. You'll see that from the past that it looks completely different now than it did then. Even from week to week, from month to month, it changes. So let me know in the comments if you have any planner suggestions or suggestions of topics you would like to see on a video. Please comment, like, and subscribe for future updates. Thanks for watching.